My name is Bill Ritchie, and for the next few minutes, you will see how watercolors are applied to a woodcut plate and printed onto paper. The artist doing the demonstration is Akira Kurosaki from Kyoto. The Japanese and also the Chinese and Koreans printed woodcuts with watercolors, whereas Europeans and other Occidentals used mainly oil-based inks. Kurosaki is fond of blending two or more colors, a technique known as bokashi. This can be done in oil as well, but it is done in water-based ink here. We have seen many older woodcuts in Japanese art, which use bokashi. Kurosaki is a modern artist who uses some traditional techniques. His tools are similar to the ones used hundreds of years ago, the brush and the Baren, for example. The Baren is his printing tool, made of a small, flat disc of bamboo fiber, covered with a bamboo sheath and a lacquered back. His prints are much larger and much more colorful than the one you see here, and are made of as many as 10 to 15 different blocks, and being up to 2 or 3 feet in dimension. You are seeing him during a demonstration at the University of Washington School of Art in the summer of 1980.
So, in the beginning, you should understand difference between the paper, difference quality of the paper between Japan and China. You know, Japanese paper is much stronger and hard and thick than Chinese paper, and it's laminated too. But this one also laminated too. Everybody, you can see how laminated.
When the paper is first made or after it's dried?
You can see, right? You know, when I squeeze the paper, you know,
In the paper press?
There's no coach, cautious, constitutive, capital.
you know the technique of how to make a paper. You know, they had some screen, you know, and when squeeze the paper and transfer the paper different way, different part, different place. You know, at that time in Japan, laminated two and place a cloth on the top and one paper, and laminated another paper and place a cloth. Cloth separated, a cotton cloth separated each paper, so it's become such a paper, right? And even if laminated too, but each one also has a strong character more than Chinese paper. Chinese paper are usually made by bamboo. It's also very interesting technique. You know, I cannot imagine such a very hard bamboo can get such a soft paper. You know, it's a mulberry paper, and I ordered this paper for my paper master to make 60% mulberry and 40% pulp. We call wood pulp, not cotton pulp, because you know, 100% mulberry is a little bit hard, too hard to print such a strong color, and has a natural color, so it's not so white. And bleach is not so good, you know, for paper. Paper become very weak for bleaching, right? So I asked her to mix the wood pulp. Wood pulp is very soft, and it's easy to squeeze water pigment. And both way, Chinese technique and Japanese technique, also Western technique, need damping the paper. You cannot print a beautiful, beautiful color on the paper without damping the paper. It's so hard, but making it soft and thicker, and it's a good effect to press. You know, right? don't don't dump directly. It's too much after. Paper get so wet. It's all right to get the question from people, right?
Questions?
I don't know if they have a question.
I don't know, you're doing such a good job.
Oh yeah, this is a plate, using a Japanese pottery, and probably it's easier to show first plate, okay? First plate is cheaper. And embossing part is only take off one laminated piece of board, right? So this, how to say, not lady, but opposite part. I pressed chopstick and go around, make around. But it's easy to make such a embossing. If I use etching press, or etching press this part too, this part too, right? And also press the paper, all the paper. And Japanese paper is not so strong, not so heavy like Western paper. So it's become very skinny, very thin, and we lost the quality of the Japanese paper. So I don't want to use etching press for embossing, always by hand. Pigment itself is no problem to use normal watercolor and water pigment or gouache or poster color or powder, color powder itself. I usually make my own pigment from powder to mixed up with gum arabic because factory made watercolor is very thin. The percentage of pigment is so small, and another amount is all about screw or some of the chemical things to make the cheaper watercolor, because all of 100% color pigment would be become very expensive. I always need to make my pigment, my own pigment, with 100% pigment. Okay, usually, use a nail and take the plates fixed on the table, so it's easy to cleanse. This is my drawing for these prints, and corner registration mark and straight registration mark. And in the beginning, I draw a lot of sketches on the paper, and if I decide to transfer to such a tracing paper, I make a whole outline by the pencil, whole outline, and probably you can see a different color pencil in each part, right? And this number is the number of the plate, and it doesn't say any color, just a different color, right? So it doesn't say orange, but you can see a gradation of the yellow and blue, right? And because of this mark, such a complex part of the plate. Sometimes I forgot to transfer, you know. I made a mistake and I forgot to transfer. So if I marked here, marked each plate, so when I finish one part, I, fill same color pencil in this circle.
When he transfer one section, he makes this mark. He also transfer the marks. So which marks goes to which section? And he skip out these different marks also the bottom.
So you can see this size of a prints. You know, already you don't you cannot see a circle mark of the circle, right? When I transfer this small circle, I feel the same color inside of the circle, right? So it's easy to understand where I left, okay? This is my work, and from this original drawing. Hard to say it's not drawing. This design or flat. I didn't miss any place, you know. So filled up a whole place. Okay. Yeah, go.
I could have pulled on it. Spin like a top, yeah.
It's a good mean. About 15 minutes, Japanese rice paper come to damp and come to soft. Very good condition for printing. It's already come to very good condition. Okay. And one of very special technique for Japanese printing is using rice paste. Rice paste. But this one is not making by rice at all, and made by wheat flour. With flour, like how they stick it. It's a little bit thick, so make a soft.
これはのりで。
のりだな。姫のり。And the reason of using this rice paste would be watercolor hasn't any base, any body, any body, right? Not like oil pigment. Oil pigment has a very sticky base, so it's easy to transfer to the paper by the pressing. But water pigment, if you not use paste, pigment will spread out by the pressure. But if you mix this paste, with pigment become a very sticky and has a body, and it's easy to transfer to the paper. But you can print without this pigment, but you cannot print like my image, a very flat, strong color, will not be able to get without using this paste. But in the beginning, woodcut prints by water pigment need dumped the plate because wood plate it looks like sponge and absorb the water very strongly. So without dumping on the surface, even if you give pigment, water pigment absorbed inside of the plate, right? So in the beginning, you need to dump. So plate will be dumped, and it's enough to keep the pigment on the top, right? So.
Just rubbing it in the brush.
But it's a preparation. Not print this because I'm waiting. Plate will dump enough. Okay. All right. Blue and yellow and blue. Paper, dumping paper. Something. Okay, I'll put the ink this side and another ink to the another side, right?
Are you going to print on this?
No.
Oh, so I say that's a review of your show in Kyoto. Wonder if that's what you do with your reuse. Or in Tokyo.
And then a mistake to cut.
Place the paper to the corner illustration and line illustration. Okay. Printed again.
It is. Reviews make good paper for.
A little bit thick, Tracing paper would be good.
Are you using lots of practice?
Yes. In the beginning, this brush hasn't so much ink, and also this plate will not keep so much ink. So everybody will disappointed in the first printing. But this brush and the freight will become very intimate with pigment. So that's come to very beautiful printing. So please don't disappointed for your first printing. It's not so beautiful like that. But come to good breathing and good gradation. Okay, so printing again. I usually print twice for gradation and also flat space. Still a little bit dry and also such a strong light. I never print with strong light. Oops. Okay. Or, okay, I'll try not to use pigment. We'll counter different texture, right?
Paste?
Without paste, without paste. Maybe. Without glue. Can you see very small dot? Without paste, water pigment become a small spot. Because no base. So by the pressure, pigment spread out, and come to like a sesame. We call the sesame effect. Sesame effect.
Oh, the Baren? That's a good question.
This is a Baren cord. It's a very expensive. You cannot imagine it cost over $400. Over $400.
For that piece of string?
Yes. And this is hemp strings and make such a spiral and keep this one inside of the how do you call this? Protect that? No. Ategawa. Or holder.
Colder and also 汗を止める。
By the lacquer. Or keep out the moisture from the hand by the lacquer, And this one was made by 50 sheet of laminated Japanese thin paper. So it's a very strong, like wood, more than that, strong, more stronger than wood. It's a very, flexible. Okay, so keep the string cord inside of the holder and wrapped by the bamboo sheath. Would be a Japanese traditional pressing tool called Baren. And I made such a bottom in the United States, by chain. It's kind of very heavier, but can give a strong power. it's all right. And this one is also inside has iron core, or you can use such a beads, and grass ball. And this one also I made here last time by the cotton strings. So you can see twist two strings, two strings for fisherman's string, and twist two, and twist it again. So come to 4 knots. See, so this knot very strong, and if you make a spiral by this cord, it's come to a nice button like that. Probably I can make a nice button by some plastic things, and separated the holder and a part of the pressure, and I have a plan to make a adjustable part of the press, so you can change this part of the pressing part, soft one and heavy one, different things. So maybe during this year I would to start to make this kind of press. And it's a very quite nice looking, and very traditional and historical looking. But the problem is so expensive and difficult to find, and difficult to change the bamboo seeds. It's very nice wrapping design. Like a beautiful package design, right? But you cannot wrap this way. Without trying over 100 or 200 bamboo seeds, you see. Still, I'm also still difficult to wrap this one. I don't like to work on wrapping bamboo seeds. If you glue this cord in the holder, right? It's easy. It's also available to print without bamboo seed, but you cannot hold. You have to make a handle on this holder. So my idea is making a holder, handle on the top of the holder, and it's how to say adjustable. Please try to make a woodcut next year. By the new butter. Okay. If they have no questions.
I'm transferring a videotape from 1980 to digitize it so that I can put it on the web for everybody's enjoyment. This is Kurosaki Prints Again. That's the title of the video. As I work, I think how lucky I've been to know Kurosaki back in that time, and to know how to make video, to work with the UW, University of Washington, and the people in the community that brought Kurosaki here, Erica Williams and Ann Johnson Gallery. I consider myself very lucky to be able to bring this back up into the 21st century. This is 2016, and I understand Kurosaki is now 79. He was at the University of Washington several times, and every time he came, we learned so many things. We were that close to having woodcut in this Japanese manner, known variously as Mokuhanga or Sosakuhanga. We were that close to having it in the curriculum in the 1980s.